Hello, I'm Dr. Herman here. I'm with a great patient of mine. This is Mrs. Emerson.
Mm-hmm.
You come to my clinic in South Florida from California.
California.
And the main reason why you came here was because of a tachycardia condition.
Yes,
And your heart rate was just, you felt a pounding in the chest
all the time.
all the time, 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yeah,
You also had a lightheaded feeling,
yeah,
right? Like a fatigue lightheaded feeling was?
yeah.
And along with the pounding in the chest, were you able to sleep at night? Were you able to stay asleep?
No,
Did you have a tingling? You also mentioned a pain in the legs.
pain and pins and needles
And
in
that
the legs.
the pain in the legs, was it sharp or dull?
It was
achy?
sharp and achy.
And the pins and needles, and the sharp and dull and the pins and needles, was that all the time? Was it constant?
It was constant.
Also, you had a constipation problem,
Yes,
going once every
every few days.
Every few days.
3, 4 days.
3-4 days, and taking a laxative.
I would have to take a laxative in order.
And so you had a shortness of breath.
Yes,
And was that constant for you? Was that periodic?
it was every day,
Every day?
every morning, and it would go on for hours, sometimes throughout the day.
Okay, so, and you went to a primary care physician?
Yes,
And what kind of test did he run on you?
endoscopy,
Mm-hmm.
X-ray, CAT scan, blood work, echocardiogram. Yeah, they said they pretty much did everything they could do.
Was there anything that they ever found with those tests to give them any reason why you were suffering with all of these symptoms? Not just limited to the tachycardia problem, but all those symptoms. Was there any reasoning behind any of the tests that they found? Any answers?
The only thing that they found was H. pylori.
H. pylori, and where did
Well,
they
the
see
blood
it?
test.
In the blood test. So they didn't even know. Let me just describe it. If they found H. pylori in the blood test, and if you're watching this and you found H. pylori in a blood test, they don't know where the H. pylori is located.
I didn't know that. They
Yeah,
told me it was in my stomach, but
How do
I
they know?
didn't-
From a blood
yeah,
test, they can't tell that.
Yeah.
Because blood is blood. Blood comes from, they pulled it out of your arm, not your stomach. I'm being a little wise when I say that, but they don't know that it's in the stomach. H. pylori is a bug that can go anywhere in the body. So they don't know that.
Yeah.
Did they medicate you for the H. pylori?
Yeah.
They gave you an antibiotic?
I was put on 2 types of antibiotics.
And did those aid you in any of the discomfort in the body?
They actually made me feel worse.
It made you feel worse? Like how
Yeah.
worse? Like what was worse?
Just my stomach.
Stomach
was
even worse.
just- yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't eat.
And some of you listening may have had some similar experience if you've had the H. pylori diagnosis before. Some people say that they get better with the antibiotic, but the reality is when there's other infections and it's not H. pylori or just H. pylori, then and there's a parasite, the antibiotics can't do anything for them. If it's candida, the antibiotic will only promote more candida growth. So they never figured it out, which we did, and we're going to get to those findings in just a minute. What else did the doctor tell you? Did he say he knew why you had the tachycardia problem? Or the pounding in the chest or the shortness of breath?
They
Was there
were
any answer?
never able to explain why.
Never able.
Their only solution was just to put me on a beta blocker, and
Mhm.
that's it. And I wasn't happy with that. Yeah.
But it did calm down. The beta blocker did relieve some of the stress. Or did you still have, because when I met you, did you still have the pounding in the chest, even on the beta blocker?
Even on the beta,
But
it helped, but it did not completely.
Take it away.
Take
Did
it
not
away.
relieve it.
No.
And the shortness of breath, did it relieve the shortness of breath?
Never.
Never at all.
No.
And you did have to sleep in a certain position in your bed to cope with the pounding and the tachycardia.
Elevated.
Yeah, elevated on an inclined position on the
Inclined.
mattress.
Mhm.
So here we are now, which is, we met in April of 2017. You started it the 3rd week of April in 2017. And you're back here now. This is June 29th of
Mhm.
2017. So we're talking just 2 months later,
Mhm.
pretty much, maybe
Yeah.
even less than 2 months, somewhere around there. Your symptoms now, and I'll make another video about what the findings were from her exam and what she went through with a protocol, very unique protocol developed by her, but your symptoms now, are you still short of breath?
Sometimes, at times, it doesn't last too long. It'll last for sometimes a few minutes, an hour,
Okay, and
On and
before,
off.
and before it was
daily.
daily, all day?
Uh-huh.
It was constant? So
Yeah.
the shortness of breath has decreased dramatically,
About 30.
30% less.
30% less.
And we still have more work to do, and we're doing more work in this round. So this is not a...
And that was another, sorry,
Go ahead.
That was another reason why I wasn't able to sleep flat, because of the shortness of breath and just the pressure on the chest.
So the insomnia was part because of the shortness and the pressure on the chest.
Mhm.
So, but your sleep now is,
Much better.
and you're only waking up for,
Once a night, less than 5 minutes.
and you go right back to sleep.
Right back to sleep.
So
And I've
falling-
always done that.
Falling
Yeah.
asleep is not a problem.
No.
Staying asleep except for waking up for 5 minutes, otherwise you're sleeping through the night.
Yes.
Yeah, but before that, it was staying up,
I would wake up every hour.
suffering with the chest
It's
problem.
just- yes.
Yeah. The pain in the legs, the nerve pain you described, that was pretty much constant in your legs. Is there any nerve pain in the legs now?
No.
No nerve
No
pain.
nerve pain.
We did not treat her back or give her any injections. She's cleaning up infections that relieve the pain. The pins and needles you said was in the legs was constant
It was daily.
daily, and now is it daily still?
No, not at all.
So it's decreased there as well. She's still not 100% better, but she's definitely better. And what else was there? The fatigue. You still have some fatigue, but now is it as frequent and as much fatigue as it was before?
No, it's improved.
It's improved. So
Uh-huh.
the amount of fatigue and the level of fatigue and the amount of time in the day that you're fatigued is definitely different. It's decreased.
Oh yeah.
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 Really, the constipation is gone without a laxative. You go every day, 1, 2, 3 times a day now.
Yes.
And the pounding in the chest is much less, and you can sleep on your back and on your sides where you couldn't before. The pounding in the head is not happening anymore.
The head and the chest. It was just
Horrible.
yeah, horrible.
And now we've got a major decrease. So we're happy. We're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
And that's what we're saying. We're moving in the right direction. She's got great relief here. She's still on her medication, but she is getting wonderful change.
Yes.
Yeah, so far. So we're moving in the right direction. Now we have more hope
Yes.
that we can actually get better.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more that I found in this next round. So we're satisfied so far.
Yes.
That's
I
good
am.
stuff.
Very
Okay.
satisfied.
And eventually, as you just asked me, when do you think you can start getting off the beta blocker? And so you're going to try maybe in this round or maybe after this round to figure out how you can start to
Yeah.
decrease the dosage of that. Because the doctor never had any real exact description of take how many pills or how much of the milligrams of the pill. It was all guesswork in the doctor's standpoint also.
He just prescribed, just like he didn't know what was causing the tachycardia. He also wasn't sure about the dosing, so I just kind of went with it and adjusted that
You adjusted
myself.
it yourself.
Yeah.
So now we're going to just adjust it ourselves and see.
Yeah.
You're getting better.
Yeah.
You're going to be better. So the nerve pain is gone. The fatigue is less. The pounding and the severity of the shortness of breath is decreased. Great decrease. Constipation gone. And so we're doing better, and she could sleep through the night now. And again, this is a partial testimony. We're moving in the right direction. That people like you who are out there who suffer with pounding in the chest and shortness of breath and certain symptoms, tachycardia, that you can get well when we can find and remove the causes, the hidden infections and toxins in your specific tissues that are causing the condition. You can get well, and we will see the relief, and you can experience relief. Would you say that it's real?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other people can have hope, and maybe it's wise for them to give this
Yes.
kind of work a try.
Yes.
Excellent.